Blessed Death back
Back in the building.
with another live.
In life.
Enjoying this beautiful day, sun beaming on us.
Mother Nature.
Hope y'all had a grand rising. Hope y'all having a grand evening.
Peace and
Hope
blessings.
y'all have a grand night. Excuse me. So yeah, man. We just want to come on here, guys, and give y'all some more of that green light knowledge, the information, outformation.
Understand, overstand.
If you decide to join the live feed, if you want to interact, if you have any questions, anything you want to ask, you can ask them in the chat. And if you want to leave a comment after the video, you can do that as well. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share.
Check everything.
Check out the merch. Check out the music. Let's get to it.
Go.
All right. Let's see what we're doing here.
Oh, not.
Talk to the people, man. Like this affirmation.
My
man.
bad, while you getting this affirmation right, you feel me? I'm gonna sit here and talk to y'all. Normally Buck loves to talk. I just started to talk. So oh, see? Father loves me.
He always can get a way out, somehow. All right, with no further ado, again, this is the Holy Tablets by Dr. Malachi Z. York, one of the great master teachers. This was compiled from the cuneiform stones, the Enuma Elish, the Hadra Assis, all these different ancient stones from the people, from the stars that came here. All right. So this is the Holy Tablets, chapter 7, tablet 36. Complications of daily life. Lo, unfavorable environments, uncongenial atmospheres, and other obstacles do not necessarily lead to the defeat of one's efforts. Rather, they can serve as trials and aids in the development of such strong powers as discrimination, empathy, will, endurance. On the other hand, undesirable company is highly disastrous, for such contact fills the minds with useless ideas, hate, racism, sexism, and etc. To avoid being pulled into negativity, the righteous person should protect him or herself carefully from any distracting influences. People who lie and steal, or are greedy, or indulge in backbiting, and they pass the time with idle gossiping, have no place in the life of righteous persons. The elder used to say, the more you notice a monkey, the more it will clown. Avoidance is safe. Avoid those disagreeable. The healthiest approach is to strictly avoid them. The term undesirable company includes more than just people. It's anything that gives rise to negative thoughts, like bad music, dangerous sports, all negative vibrations, rowdy surroundings, dark parties, gangs, the wrong places to be, war, murder, books, and tapes with lots of killing and lust. Movies, and songs that create this content. Movies and television programs centering on violence and sensuality. All that lead the mind astray and fill it with desires it would not normally have. One should even consider curtailing the reading of some newspapers, for their intent, as well as effect, is to tantalize the mind with waves of unrest and sensationalism. And all of these distractions draw the mind outward, rather than focus inward. They foster the illusion. Take this world as a solid reality and they obstruct the supreme truth, which underlies all names and forms. So that deals with complications of daily life. Basically, what you're going through, complications on the daily life, can serve as tests. Everything good?
Somebody said, hey,
What's going on? What's going on?
CR7 underscore JR money sign.
Say,
CR7 underscore JR money sign. Say, hey.
what's going on? What's going
See
on?
you.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right. Now this is tablet 37. Stumbling blocks and stepping stones. Lo, you mortals must watch your mind very carefully. Be vigilant, be on the alert. Do not allow the waves of irritability, jealousy, hatred, and lust to disturb you. These evil waves are enemies of peaceful living, meditation, and wisdom. The obstacles and stumbling blocks on the path of righteousness. You can be easily overcome once these can easily be overcome with an intelligent and comprehensive understanding of them has been reached. One should always bear in mind that failures are but stepping stones to success. One must train the mind properly and not be discouraged, for the journey to perfection was never completed through one shadow hour, which you call night. All right? Now my brother, he has some scripture he wants to bring out. Chapter 5, tablet 8, patience.
Alright. Chapter 5, tablet 8, patience. Lo, the patient will be paid their wages in full without reckoning. For patience has three aspects. The first, patience, is obedience. The second is patience in rebellion. And the third, which is patience in misfortune. Yet I knew, Aliyum El, give 100 grapes of what is between the skies and the planet Earth to whomever is patient and obedient. On that day, when all will be raised, I will give 700 grapes of what is between the skies and on the planet Earth.
Pause just 1 second. When he said Anu, Elion, El, that is one of the most ancient names of the Most High. He has 99 names, 99 attributes, but there's also one left over. And some of these attributes and names, you get some from the cuneiform, some from the Bible, some from the Quran, and other texts. But there's one name that only a select few will know. So when we say Anu, Elion, El, we're speaking of the Most High.
Gives 100 grapes of what is between the skies and the planet Earth to whomever is patient and obedient. On that day, when all will be raised, I will give 700 grapes of what is between the skies and on the planet Earth to whomever is patient and rebellion. I will give a reward without reckoning to whomever is patient and misfortune. When a slave is in death struggle, his tongue is stopped, and for anarchy come to him. The first says, peace be upon you. I am entrusted with your provision. I have flown throughout the planet Earth, east and west, and have not found any morsel of your provision at this hour. The second then answers and says, peace be upon you. I'm entrusted with your drink of water and other drinks. I have flown east and west and have not found any drink of water for you at this hour. The third says, peace be upon you. I'm entrusted with your breath. I have flown east and west and not found one breath for you. The fourth anarchy answers and says, peace be upon you. I'm entrusted with your tongue. I have flown east and west throughout the earth, and I have not found 1 second for you, or your name to be called by anyone for anything. Then the noble scribes entered on his right and on his left. The one his right says, peace be upon you. I'm entrusted with your right actions. So he brings out from... Is that Ilium, the chamber in which is the good records of the mortals are kept of white pages, and he spreads it before him, and he says, look at your deeds. So he is happy and rejoices. The one of his left says, peace be upon you. I'm entrusted with your wrong actions. So he brings out from the Sidron the chamber in which the bad records of the mortals are kept on a red page, and he spreads it before him. And he says, look at it. So his sweat pours down, and he looks at the right and at the left from fear of reading the red page. The scribe assists and puts it down on his pillow and goes. Then the Anunnaki of death, Israel, son of Nu, and that enters, and on his right are the Anunnaki of mercy, and on his left the Anunnaki of punishment.
Alright, pause. People asking what we're reading.
So I'll let you do that. I got Ladybug.
What we're reading is the Holy Tablets by Dr. Malachi Z. York. He's considered a master teacher. This is from the cuneiform tablets, the stones, that was found in ancient Samaria in the Babylonian time frame. These tablets supposed to be around, forgive me, I'm just paraphrasing, I think around 400,000 years old. And cuneiform is one of the first written languages known to man. So what we're reading is the Holy Tablets. And we're in chapter, the book is called the Holy Tablets. You can find it online.
Chapter 5 in the closed gardens.
And this
Chapter
topic is peace. No, patience, excuse me.
Patience.
Patience. And you can get the physical book. You can also get the digital version as well. And also he has hundreds and hundreds of different types of scrolls that pretty much talk about any topic pretty much known to existence as we know it. So go check that out. Again, this is the Holy Tablet, and we're reading from it right now.
Chapter 5, chapter 8, 31.
All right, one more thing while he finds his place.
I found it, just light was lit.
They use these stones to get information to put into the Bible, the Quran, and all these other ancient texts and stuff that we have, these modern day religions. All of this information came from the stones and were changed, manipulated, so forth and so forth. This is the closest that we can get as of right now.
Chapter 5, the closed garden, chapter 8, verse 31. Among them are those who pulled out the soul, those who wrestle it away, and those who are brisk.
You see?
Yeah, I can see. It's just what that just said. When it reaches the throat, the Anunnaki of death, Israel, takes the soul away.
The Anunnaki angel of death, Israel, another name for him is Enki. When we talked about a new Elion, two sons that come up that are in the Bible and also in the cuneiform stones is Enki and Enlil. When it talks about the angel of death, Israel, it's also speaking of Enki.
If he is from among the people of the happiness, he calls the Anunnaki of mercy. If he is among the people of disagreeable deeds, Elion El says, return it to its body, that it might look at it what is left behind of his body, that he may feel his deeds in the Anunnaki of punishment. If you do bad, if you do disagreeable deeds, he returns you to his body, that he may feel his deeds in the Anunnaki of punishment. Make no distinction in your behavior between those of rank and the common people. Rather choose a person because of his or her skills, so that every craft may be carried on. Do not go in and out of the court of justice, so that your name may not be soiled. Do not contend in a quarrel. Keep silent, and it will serve you well. Go not in the presence of a drunkard, even if it promise to bring you honor. Guard against the words and deeds of deception, and against the words that are untrue. Destroy the desire to do and speak evil within you, for the evil person has no rest. Stay away from the aggressive person, and take them not for a companion. Take then for a friend one who is true and just, one whose actions you have observed. If your righteousness equals his or hers, your friendship will be balanced. Yet remember, the one who judges becomes the judge. If you are not compliant to the laws, you may think yourself right by calling yourself the righteous, when in actuality you are the unrighteous. It is always the righteous, as they would like to think of themselves, who declares who is unrighteous. Be a part of those who seek to improve themselves. Remember, people who laugh with you and accompany you with your wrongdoings are not your friends. Desire is the lead to suffering. Stop wanting to be and become. Any and all things that happen to you, you bring upon yourself. That's the end of patience.
Did I have another one I want to read?
7, 32, 36, and 37.
I knew you had two already. I don't know which ones
What was it? The first one you said?
Oh, chapter 7, 32.
Chapter 7, tablet 32, the emotions. Excuse us, we got the babies out here playing in the yard. Lo, first, my children, allow me to give you knowledge on emotions. This knowledge came from a divine scripture, a scripture which was received by me to give unto you, so that you may have right knowledge, right wisdom, and right understanding, which will lead you into sound right reason, the science of Nuabu, which was given to you by the Anunnaki, the Allahum, the angelic beings. The divine scripture is called the Holy Tablets, where it states, all the emotional barriers, the most devastating is anger, the greatest enemy of peace, for it is the most negative, and it is a modification of lust. For when one's desires are not gratified, one becomes angry. The mind then becomes confused. Memory and understanding is lost, and things are said and done without awareness or control. Anger does great danger to one's own physical and psychic bodies, as well as those of the others. The whole nervous system is shattered by one fit of anger. Occasionally, a spiritual teacher expresses a little anger outwardly in order to correct a student, but this should not be confused with an emotional outburst. Though he or she may appear hot and indignant on the outside, the true master remains cool within. For his or her motives is the growth of his or her disciplines. Only when anger is the outcome of selfish or petty motives, it is wrong. Anger is very difficult to control, especially when it has been allowed to grow and become habitual. It is the most easily controlled when it is a small ripple in the subconscious mind. One should watch the mind carefully for any signs of irritability. Then control is no problem. Frequent irritation over trifling matters is a sign of mental weakness. This can be overcome by carefully developing the counterforce, the virtue of patience. Just as heat and light can be transferred into electricity, anger can be transferred into spiritual energies. All vices, unwanted qualities, and wrong actions stem from anger. When anger has been controlled, all others die by themselves. Anger gains strength with repetition. And in checking in one gradually strengthens the will. By learning to remain silent, even in the face of insult and abuse. It becomes easier to check for emotion before they take form. Always speak moderately, and if there's a possibility of a burst of anger during conversation, stop speaking and do something else. Words should be soft and arguments hard. For if the words are hard, they create conflict. Drinking cool water or taking a brisk walk are excellent aids in combating anger, as in maintaining silence for a long time. Smoking, eating bad food, and drinking are irritants, which irritates and aggravates the problems, and they are best to be avoided. Family can bring out the worst in you. Loved ones know how to get inside and upset you. Don't argue when hungry. If you accept too much of others, you deserve the pain of a letdown. Do what you know you can. Don't try to bring show-offs. It can bring you problems. So if you go into crowded areas, you're bound to find trouble. You are in control of your emotions. You are responsible for whatever happens to you. You are always where you're supposed to be. Look around you. And that's that. Whew. And like my brother said, it's education. And for the ones who just coming in, this is the Holy Tablets, written by Dr. Malachi Z. York, translated from the cuneiform stones, which were inscribed hundreds of thousands of years ago. It's considered to be the first written language known to man. That language that's spoken is called Nawabian. It deals with the Most High, extraterrestrial beings, inner Earth, outer space, galaxies. I'll tell you this. I'm gonna let y'all do the research on it, but you have a certain class of beings that come from a planet Risk, called Planet Risk. In the 19th galaxy, it's the 8th planet. It's got 3 suns. All right, and that's dealing with the Orion's belt. Do some research on it. You can find it. Find out who you are. It's time for everybody to remember who we are.
Seeking find.
Where we come from. Because don't everybody come from here. And that's proven fact.
Y'all see.
You, people watching, could be a whole different species. But there are 3 main races on this planet. The Negroid, the Mongoloid, and the Caucasoid. Black, white, Chinese. Feel me? So with that being said, stay tuned for the new music. Stay tuned for the new knowledge, the new information, affirmation. Put down any topics you want us to bring out, anything you want us to discuss. We got proof, we got pictures, we got scriptures, we got Bible verses, we got the Quran. Everything links up, everything lines up. We love y'all. Stay in that green light. All praises to the Most High. All praises to yourself. Begin all thanking and prayer with El Kalum to all. We out, brother. Sadaf.
Come on, boy. Put yourself on line, man.